Hello everybody, welcome back to my educational content. This is going to be a standalone video. I'm going to talk a little bit about the differences between composing on the piano and composing on the guitar. Again, I think I have like a 35 plus-ish lecture series or lessons about guitar. So I just want to talk a little bit. I also compose pretty extensively on the piano. Haven't been playing much music recently in the past couple months, began moving and stuff, and I've already released, 110, 15, 20 musical copyrights, and they've done absolutely literally nothing. So, except get stolen, except for that. Eric Weinstein says he's just blowing up and he's exploding. Yep, that was 2 years ago, and yep, I still get harassed by cops sitting outside. So, figured I'd throw out another video, but I'm not gonna make a whole series out of this. Like I have the Learning the Acoustic Guitar series, so I'll probably throw that in this playlist, but I just want to talk a little bit about my thoughts of composing on the piano versus the guitar. And if you want to look at my previous content, we'll talk about maximizing dexterity again, and a lot of the other just music theory stuff. Again, to me, there's no music theory, really. There's a half step between B and C and E and F, and then you have to learn patterns to play. So it's really all music theory is to me. But just some like technique and considerations that I do with the piano as opposed to the guitar. So again, I think I have 37 extended guitar pieces, and then a bunch of covers and 2 or 3 original albums with actual lyrics, and then probably I think 10 extended piano compositions, as well with the covers and original songs as well. So done quite substantial composition, and I just thought I'd talk about some tips and tricks or just some differences that I do. So on the guitar, again, the structure of the piano is just easier laid out. Right, you start on A, and then all of the black keys is a half note, and then the next note is always just a half step up. And so when I'm on the guitar, I learn the patterns for different scales, right? The major scale, the minor scale, the different modes. Because on the piano, when you just have each next note or key is a semitone up, whereas the guitar, it's a lot less. You actually have to learn the patterns as opposed to just, all I do really when I compose on the piano is I just have the major scale and minor scale down here, and I don't learn modes and I don't learn things just by the actual notes, like what notes are in this thing. I just start with a tone and then know the jumps or the steps to get to the next thing in the key, and I also still don't care about keys that much, just consistent resonances. So that's the same with the piano as well. So guitar is a lot more, again, learning the dexterity of the patterns, and the piano is literally, I just have, like if you watch some of my pieces, if I'm singing, there's lyrics on the little like music score thing that you can put right here, but if I'm improvising and all of my meditations are just some melody with some improv, I just have this note card written down and I just pick any note and just learn the pattern. First thing I'm doing today. But so I don't know which key, I don't know what key that is. I just literally pick a tone, follow a minor major scale. I know if it's minor or major, and then it's really easy as opposed to the guitar where, if you stop fretting a note, you're gonna sound like you have a jump or a gap in your music. Whereas if you're composing on the piano, you have 2 hands and you have 88 keys on your standard keyboard. So you can just jump up an octave. And so really what I do is, again, I just work these scales. I'll start on any tone. Once I play through the scale enough, then I just remember the patterns the same way as the guitar. But I don't remember it. Whereas I don't have to have a whole step and half step for the guitar. I pretty much know the major, minor scales, the different modes that you can play in, just from muscle memory. Whereas in the piano, if I'm not actively composing, I pretty much forget. Like I said, I don't know which key that was. I've written a lot of pieces like that. But really, again, for the piano, in doing so, again, just pick any key on the keyboard and just work through the minor and major scale patterns, and you'll find more keys easier to play and based just on the dexterity of your hand, right? We have a set geometry for our hand, so some keys will have better positioning and easier to play. And you probably can't see it too well, but this one, whatever key this is, my pinky is playing this tone, my ring finger is playing the black key one half step up. And that's a harder hand positioning than the one I was just playing, whatever the key this is. And so really, depending on what keys I play in on or compose in on the piano is basically, whatever is the most, advantageous hand positioning that feels like I can confidently play in time and in tune. So that's really basically it for what I do with the with piano compositions. And again, right, you can always just jump. And so once you work through the major and minor scale patterns, and you have you don't have to look at the note card, and you can just remember which keys to play on the actual piano. But then you also focus on focal points. Where do you look, right? And in the same way, you have two hands to play on the piano as opposed to the guitar. But now if you have to jump from over here, where was I? Right, you can clearly see there's groups of 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3 black keys. So always have focal points as to when you're going to change the octave to know exactly where your hand positioning goes. So that's a major difference for piano composition as a guitar. Guitar, you can pretty much see the whole fretboard at once. Piano, you do have to shift your line of sight. I guess you still have to do that with the guitar if you're looking at your picking hand or your fretting hand, but I don't really look at my fretting hand at all. Once I have a picking pattern down, I don't look at my fretting hand whatsoever. So focusing on your focal points was a big thing for me. Again, I don't know what keys I'm composing in on the piano, so if you know whichever ones those are, drop them in the comments. Like and subscribe. But the biggest difference was the focal points. Which keys I play in are pretty much dependent on hand dexterity, and I pretty much have maximum dexterity. I feel confident with both right and left hand at fretting also. But just in general, I think it's good to pick up a different instrument. If you want to focus on guitar, you still have to work, your hand is still your hand. So when we're doing these exercises, and again, I'm not stressing on my hand really much, I'm not trying to tear anything, but you have to build the dexterity of your hand and with your vocals. And so, I was going to do a video on, when I see vocal coaches, I don't even know what that is. To me, vocality, again, is someone who could not sing at all until, I emailed people when literally the first day I was like, I'm going to try to sing. And since that day, all I've done is literally try to maximize the dexterity of my face, my mouth, my throat, my diaphragm, and then just mimic any sound I can. So, it's the same type of thing of maximizing dexterity, but I don't see what a vocal coach does, right? Somebody not very good at singing, somebody a little bit better starts performing in front of them, and they say, wow, that person can sing, and they try to instruct them on that, and it's just mimic the sounds I make. In the same way beatboxers mimic the sounds of machines, or of bass lines, or of instruments, or just of construction equipment. So to me, singing is literally just mimicking, try to sing any song, any genre, any language, just really be able to make the correct sounds, and sing is much more intuitive, whereas you do need some base level of dexterity to start playing an instrument. So I really think that's it. Again, short video, just I wanted to do something about piano composition. And the biggest thing is the focal points and the hand dexterity of figuring out which keys you play in based on which ones are easy to play because of how the human hand is constructed. So again, for your major scale, we have a whole step, a half step, a whole step, a whole step, let's start again. Major scale, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. And I'll put them up on the screen. Minor scale, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. So again, just pick any key and then just any tone and just start playing. So that's really what I do for piano composition and the major differences. So again, I hope you learned something, and this was like a supplemental video to my guitar series, and I don't have enough content to make this another series. So I just wanted to make some comments on composing on the piano. Any other major things? Again, obviously practice with your metronome, same, again, all the music theory, the scales are all the same. there's really the major scale, minor scale, half step between B and C and D and F, and if you want to figure out which key you're actually in. And the piano starts on A. So, again, none of the piano pieces I've written do I know which key I'm in, and when I tell you I play on the guitar, I know what chords I'm playing because I have to, again, it's not so simplistic, whereas I have to learn the patterns, or I learn chords in a key, so I know which keys I'm in, or at least which chords or tones I'm playing on the guitar. On the piano, I do not. Or I guess this is a keyboard, but same thing. So, thank you for watching my comparison of composition on the piano and the guitar. I guess the last thing, just the damper pedal. The more precise you are, like my damper pedal is pretty much always on, and I pretty much lift it off. But again, another easy way to change just the tonality of a piece. Whereas a guitar, you don't really have a damper pedal unless you're playing electric. And if you're playing electric guitar, you probably can't fret a guitar, so sorry guys. But literally when I play electric guitar, I think I've played electric guitar twice, and it literally sounds like playing water through an amplifier. It's so precise. And so, again, if you want to use the damper pedal on your piano, the more precise you hit the notes, the better it will sound. Just playing the same type of thing again. Oh gosh, fucking up, sorry. Oh, said the F word, sorry. And so, like, you could just hear, I just released the damper pedal. So this is damper pedal, no damper pedal. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts for comparing composing on the guitar, or composing and improving, and composing and improving on the piano. So thank you for watching. Hope you learned something. See you on my next video.